Hello, we had a sunny weekend in Britain for a change, so I thought I'd come to Gladstone Park. It's quite a big park, something like 86 acres, don't know what that is in hectares. You can wander around it in an hour or so if you like, maybe two, depending on whether you like to stroll or sit in the cafe or whatnot. It lies between Cricklewood and Dollis Hill. So the nearest tube station is Dollis Hill on the Jubilee Line, or you've got Cricklewood Thameslink station on the overground. It's a Green Flag Award holder or something to that effect, the park, meaning it's one of the better parks in England, considered to be. Or at least it's up to standard, let's put it that way. This bit that we're coming into is the English Garden. And there's a cafe too. Somebody enjoying the sunshine there, getting a bit of vitamin D. I don't think the cafe's open every day, but it's certainly, I think it's like Thursdays to Sundays or something like that. I'm not quite sure. It may say on the signboard that I showed at the beginning, on the notice board. And we'll just go through to the cafe here. When the weather's good, everybody comes out, because we don't get much chance in this country. Now just after the cafe is the ruins of Dollis Hill House. It was destroyed or damaged badly by a fire in 1996, and they've basically reduced it to a sort of abstract seating area now, as you can see. But you have a nice sort of view from it, over a lot of London in fact. Plus I've got these magnolia trees, if that's what they are. It was originally a farmhouse owned by the Finch family. We have the district of Finchley not far from here. Something to do with them, no doubt. But this place was a favourite residence of William Gladstone, who was a Victorian Prime Minister, an all-round famous chappie. Mark Twain also stayed here. There's some info on this board. You can have a look at it, or you can stop the video if you want to have a read. I think I've captured most of it. Actually, you might have to struggle to read the Mark Twain bit, but it is there. I remember it was there as a ruin after the fire for many years, with scaffolding all around it, and I suppose attempts to raise funds to get it fixed, but nobody could be bothered, obviously, so it's gone. This is the duck pond. You might hear my camera focusing from time to time. I was experimenting with a built-in microphone, but sad to say it's not very good. The camera, it's a DSLR. Obviously it focuses on the pictures really. The microphone's a bit basic and it picks up the motor noise and I don't know what, but so I'll have to record audio separately in future, I think. Or use the camcorder, which I used to use, but I have to say this camera produces much better pictures, which is what you'd expect from a DSLR. George. Look at them go. Right. I suppose one thing I could do is manual focus, but it's a little difficult. I'm going to have to learn how to use it, basically. I keep thinking about a Steadicam or one of these handheld things, but I did buy a cheap one and I can't get it to balance. So I'll probably have to buy an expensive one, which I can't justify the cost of. Maybe I should get it for Christmas or something. Here's an idea. It's a duck, a mallard. There you go. 2 ducks indeed. You see in the distance there the arch of Wembley Stadium. And those tennis courts below are in the park here. We'll walk past them in a minute. They get very busy around about the time that Wimbledon is on. It reminds everybody to go and play tennis. Are they dandelions? Yes, they're dandelions. Or similar plants. There are actually something like 60 odd species of dandelion-like plants, apparently. With lots of minor variations on the leaves and petals and what have you. The true dandelion, I believe, has its leaves spread out at ground level, or just above the ground, and the flower is on a single stalk. There are some others which have multiple stalks with multiple flowers on them. The leaves are a bit furry and not at ground level, but up the stalks. I think they are cat's ears or something like that, and they're known as, or certain ones anyway. As you can see, it's a very nice park. And very popular it is too. If you wanted to be quiet, come here early in the morning. Before lunchtime, basically. Especially at the weekends. You'll notice this video shakes a bit less than my usual walking videos, which is because I had the vibration reduction mechanism switched on this camera. It has one, but that also produces a noise on the audio, which I've kind of managed to remove, but it makes a little whining sound, so that's another reason for recording the audio separately. But it has successfully reduced camera shake here a bit and made it a bit more watchable, I think. And it doesn't seem to have done the quality of the images any significant harm at all. Now we're going to have a look at that place. To the memory of prisoners of war and victims of concentration camps 1914 to 1945. It's a Holocaust Memorial. Yes. A squirrel. There are lots of them in the park, so if you keep your eyes open you'll definitely see them. So we've sort of come in at the top of that orange path and wandered along. The whole walk, as you can see, is quite long if you do it all. A couple of miles up to. That's why I say you can stroll around here in an hour or two, basically. I'm starting to get up here where you can see a bit of a view. Looking ahead, roughly speaking, is central London. I don't see anything in particular. You should be able to see the Shard, maybe the London Eye from here somewhere on a clear day. Looking up towards the duck pond, roughly speaking. When the park was originally purchased from the Finch family, the designer, the council surveyor, didn't put down these footpaths right away. What he did was wait until the park had been open to the public for a while and put the paths down where people had laid tracks. So in the places that people liked to walk, basically, which is quite a good idea. His name for them, I think, was Trespass Trails. I don't know what this stone is. It's been here obviously for a long, long time. Can't see this side particularly. It seems to be just a piece of stone. I don't know if it had a bit more detail on it once upon a time or not. I chose to come here in the spring when the blossom trees are out. That guy you can see ahead actually stopped to chat with me for a while in a minute. Tell me about his photos of the herons in the duck pond. He's getting ready to intercept me now, you see. He wanted a conversation. Which is fair enough. We chatted for a while, and then he went on his way. That's a children's playground there. Children must be accompanied, or adults must be accompanied by a child to go in there. And of course dogs are not allowed in there. It's funny how people have difficulty finding the bins, isn't it? Now that thing, it's a concrete mound. Children love to play on it. It's got that strange sort of eagle statue on top. Some stones have come from its beak. Needs a slight repair, perhaps. More yellow flowers, but these are buttercups, I think, or something similar. Now this is the remains of a tree. What they did was do carvings on them, I guess back in the early 90s, but they've deteriorated a lot now and you can't really see what they are anymore. I think this was carved in the likeness of a whale, and there's another one we'll see which is a bit more slightly better condition, but you can see it's been carved, but it's hard to tell really what it is anymore. There was one of a squid, that might be it, I don't know, or two of a squid in that case, because there was another one which is gone. A little bit later we'll look at the other whale. Now to the right, and this path goes to a little bridge over a railway line which cuts through the park. It's a freight line at the moment. But on the other side of the park there, it's still park over there, but it's dedicated to sports grounds. As you can see, people playing football, things of that sort. There's plenty of room over there. I'm not planning to go over that side. That thing up ahead in the middle is the other carving, so we should get to it shortly. There is also one on the sports field side, actually. Well, again, it doesn't look much like... It was always a bit abstract, so it looks vaguely like a whale, I suppose, still. Some swirly bits on it. Don't know who the artist is, was, as the case may be. Turtle-like design, I don't know. But obviously the wood is decaying as it gets older. It's disappearing gradually. Now I can hear a faint keep, keep, keep bird somewhere around here. Just making a regular keep, cheep, single beep sound somewhere here. I take it this is a beech tree. Can't see the bird though. Oh, here it is. It's a chaffinch. That's it, it doesn't want to sit still. I can hear another one. Faintly. It's down here somewhere. From the sound, it's a ring-necked parakeet. These are not native to Britain, but there are at least 10,000 of them living in London. Obviously they're escaped pets, but they found a niche. Yeah, there it is. Let me just change the exposure a bit so it's a bit easier to see. There we go. Apparently they don't compete with any of the local species. They have different nesting holes. They are not competing for food either, so they found an empty niche and are filling it quite well, apparently. And I'll see a flock of maybe a couple of dozen of them at the most, flying around occasionally. It's usually like 2 that you see, or half a dozen typically. There's one. And this is a tree. It's got some sort of seed pod thingies on it. Cones. I don't know what sort of tree it is. It's one of them. And this is a red tree of some sort. There's this little patch of woodland here as well in the park. Full of squirrels and birds. Probably a fox or two. But with so many dogs around, they might not like it. See the park, they're decent size. Kind of nearly back to the entrance that I used, but there's this to have a look at. Behind that brick wall is the English garden. Dollis Hill House on the left. But this also used to contain a carving. A carved dinosaur fossil. It's deteriorated as well now, you can't really tell what it is anymore. It would be nice to get them redone, really. So, that's basically it. I hope you've enjoyed this little wander around Gladstone Park, and I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.